All right, let's do this. So share my screen. All right, so had a couple ideas that I want to walk through. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? All right, had a couple ideas I want to walk through, and just need to make sure that the audio is coming through. Guard your privacy. Okay. Let's do a couple things first. We can manage. Dude, why is this chat open? No one's gonna come in here. Um. All right. Yep. Let's go ahead and do this. Hello. Hello. Where's the volume coming out on this? And why is it not? If I unplug this, what'll happen? What happens now? Okay, so it wants me to yell. I'm not going to yell at my computer. Okay. All right, we're going to do it this way. I know what's going on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do some music, and then we'll yeah, Adyen should be way more valuable than Stripe. And I love Stripe. I run everything off of Stripe, but if we're just talking like real life numbers, they're doing some weird stuff. Almost the same revenue. Um, almost the same revenue, almost the same growth rate. Adyen has half the employees that Stripe has, and yet Stripe is valued by more. So Adyen has Stripe has higher margins, but Adyen has better like financial metrics. It's interesting. All right, let's do this. So we're gonna start out first with a prompt with a Gen prompt framework for this idea that I'm really kind of getting obsessed with. And it says to I want people to be able to go into Reader or Readwise. I want Readwise premium users to be able to go in here and turn this to the Markdown. And then I want them to be able to like turn them into personal almanacs, which I think would be kind of cool. So as you read things, you can print out new volumes of your almanac, and then like maybe you can hand them to your kids or or give them to people that you think would find valuable, especially if you're like someone who's an expert in your field. I think it should be really cool. So essentially what we need to do is we need to have we're going to do an onboarding. So one of the things I wanted to do for onboarding is like when the user first. So actually, they should be able to create different versions of it. So that's the onboarding experience. But in there, create new almanac. When the user first logs in, they are presented with an explanation. All right, we got to figure out what the name of this thing's going to be. Chat.com goes to ChatGPT, if you didn't know. Let's just go ahead and be like, let's just say a software product. All right, so we're going to run that real quick. And then how else do we want to do it? The best information you consumed over time. And okay, let's just start there. Come on. People to build their own. I have an idea. Hold on. I have an idea for another thing. As I was thinking of that, I just came up with something. Let me do that one. Yeah, I just came up with something real quick. I think it could be kind of interesting. Hmm. Hmm. This is going to be super controversial. But I just had an idea real quick. Sorry. I just want to write this down because I think it could be interesting. So what happened is that as I was talking about, as I was writing this like your own personal almanac, it just kind of hit me in my head of like, wait, based on what I know, so that own personal almanac, I was like, oh, I wonder if you could like call your almanac and it would have like you could like talk to a person and it would basically have your almanac that you could call to just like, hey, tell me about the best stuff that I've ever read, which needs to be in there. Uh, that's cool. And I thought, well, if you can call that, I wonder if you could like, because I know there's a company called like Grio or something, where it's like I know there's like people that are offering to like have your loved one talk into something, and then like you can like call your loved one or whatever. And I started thinking about some of the stuff that me and my partner have recorded, um, like during the first year of our kid's life, we recorded like all these audio voice notes of our life, and I was like, oh, that might be interesting to like listen to those clips back. Then I thought, wait, what if this was possible? Because you would use your own voice. I started thinking like, what if you could do this? Should probably. Because one thing that I think people go too far on is that everyone's so focused on video, which one has a lot of issues because if you move a certain way that's unnatural, it'll cross the uncanny valley. People won't be able to. Like people will obviously know that they're talking to someone who's not you or not a real person, especially if you're trying to do like important things like sales calls or things like that. However, with this, it would be cheaper to run on voice because audio takes up less uh, data than video does, both on the concept of how would this work. Okay, so it it takes up less space, and to transfer the data is easier. So if you think about like voice video, it's just data over a line going from one device to another device, the receiver and the sender. And audio is easier and faster to do that difference than it is for video, which also takes audio. So you're doing video and audio, which is just harder to like really stream it in a way that sounds real or lifelike. So I'm kind of curious if I'd probably test it by doing like a couple of sales calls or something that's like, low, like, the risk is not, I'm just testing it out. So the risk is not crazy. In fact, I'll probably dog food this, create my own double, and then have conversations with people that is the double to sell this product. And that'll be a way for me to like kind of try it out. I think it could be interesting. I think it could be weird, but I'm doing a lot of discovery around AI audio, AI processing, things like that, just to kind of figure out like how far I can push the limits of this thing. Oh, AI coding, figure out how far I can push the limits of technology. Um, because right now we're kind of in a gold rush. And now that I know how to build products or I have a way to build products, it makes more sense to do it on my own than to wait for other people to think of it so then I can try out their products. So I can probably build this in, a night or two if I was really trying, but it'll probably take me like a week. But I just find it just interesting to explore the thought exercise and the idea maze first, which is what these um, Gym Prompt Framework docs are. They're kind of exploring the idea of something to see if it's viable, to see if you want to build it. Because after you write it down for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours, you either fall in love with what it could be or you start to hate what it could be. And so that's kind of what this process is. Um, So we'll have this. So we'll run this as a 3 in knowledge base v1. And then we'll probably have create a voice for your double. And then we'll have create a voice v1. The reason why we do that is because these are table contents, and it's just easier to navigate if you nest it well, because these start to get really intense the further you go. You'll start having V1s, V2s, V3s, V4s, V1.5s, V1.7s, V2.3s. It's just easier to just have it all kind of like laid out, because as you go on, you'll start having these like exchanges with users. You'll have exchanges with new team members. You're trying to get them downloaded onto what this is and where it came from. This document kind of helps them like orient themselves around this entire project without creating a whole list of documentation, which you could also do, but this just kind of keeps it in one doc. And now that there's document tabs, so up here, I'll probably type in like user stories and prompt. So after this, we'll start to like say like, oh, here's the sales process. Because again, this isn't a full-fledged company. We're just building projects right now. We're just trying to explore. We're just trying to explore what could be. Hold on one second. Trying to find something really quickly. Yeah, so we're just kind of. Why do I have so many emails? Um, okay, so we're lining this all out because we really want to have. First, we got to figure out if it's even feasibly possible. I think it is. No, we're not gonna do that. We're looking for the docs. Um, so what we're gonna look for is conversational. I've looked through these a bit, so kind of have an idea I'm looking for. Mm, text to voice, speech to text, text to speech. It's probably going to be this. Create knowledge base documents. Okay, now we know that. We do this. Create an agent. Hmm. What is Fern? I like how this is built. Okay, that's kind of cool. What is it? My computer is going super slow. Wow, that is not cheap. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. What we'll probably do is we will need this. Hmm. We don't really need that, do we? Hold on. How would I do this? So essentially, Mm, mm, interesting. 30 minutes to clean audio. Okay. Hmm. So the part about this one is like clone your own voice. Where's the billing? It's Creator Plus cost. Lease the creator plan. It says Creator Plus. Okay. So this one. Okay. Okay. So I might do that. Yeah. Okay. Again, we're just testing out what's possible. Creating 30 minutes of clean audio. How'd you do that? Okay, let's move past that. Okay. So just trying to think how that would work. Create a knowledge base. So I was hoping if I was here's what I was hoping. I was hoping if we could create something that would allow someone that would be a conversation to create the knowledge space. Like, okay, let's say it's sales context. They're using it for sales. So we're asking them all about their product, how much it costs, what situations, like all these like things, like what's a point of the product, what's a vision, how will it help people, things like that. If we have those parameters in a voice, someone could just talk through everything, and then we can export the audio, take their voice, and then that's the training that we use to upload it. Um, but it might not be a case. So what we might do is we might still do like when the user clicks on this, they receive an option of why they are building a double. And they shows that call to talk through their process. The options are sales, customer support, company, general, company leadership. Okay. It's made. So probably have to do the call retrieval process, which is on the reference one. The reference one docs. I'll put off screen real quick because I think it has some things in there. Process call evaluation. Okay. I'll copy the link to that. Process for pulling down the call information in regular intervals. Has some code in there. Okay. Application will pull the audio from pull the transcription from the audio and compile it into a single knowledge base. To PDF for the double. So that means that we need to also work on pricing. Just so have an idea. So we'll probably do create a double. So we might do like multiple doubles. And then create unlimited doubles. That's kind of weird. That would be so weird because essentially, well, I'm not going to say that on a live, but the implications are kind of tricky. And now I can understand how you can build something unintentionally because you're just exploring how technology works. Okay, so from there, we'll say they pull the audio, the transcription, compile into a single knowledge base for the double. Different doubles will have different knowledge bases to ensure that double is consistently contextually relevant. Consistently only pulling in information for the conversation. I can pause this. I came across something that is like also a bit scary, but I'm live streaming.
Oh, you're live streaming.
Yeah.
So like people can hear you saying.
I can't hear you. What?
People can hear you speaking to me right now.
Yeah. Well, then don't talk. Anyways. Anyways, I came up with something while trying to think about your app that you had the idea for.
Yeah.
And now I'm like mincing my words on this as I'm trying to walk through building the framework docs, because I'm like, I don't want to say something unintentionally inspiring something else, because as I was talking through, oh, it could work like this, I was like, oh no. And then I thought, oh, that's how you end up building something unintentionally.
Something bad?
It could be bad.
Like privacy perspective.
No, but I'll tell you later. Anyways, it was just kind of funny because I was like, oh, I get it now. Okay. And then to create a voice, we just went through that. We'll have to figure out how much. Yeah, we just need to figure out how much time. So I'll just add that as a. Oops. Just add that as an asterisk. We'll just need to do it ourselves and then document the process. And then that will give us an idea of how it'll work for someone else who's external. And then need to test it out for myself. That could be really fun to test. Oh, I mean, yeah, I've been using keyboard shortcuts instead of Markdown. All right. Let's bold this too. Okay, so essentially it'll be like creating, and then hopefully it's not that hard. And then we'll give them a phone number. And then we probably need like follow-ups. I'll probably need analysis, summaries. Okay, let's do summaries. Summaries should be one. Okay. The user can click into Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hold on, I gotta watch something real quick. Hmm. Okay. Mm, okay. All right. Let's go. All right. The user can click into any of the summer of the items on the page, and a modal will open with detailed summaries based on the scripts of the conversations. And then put for plus users, they will be able to read transcripts. For premium users, they will be able to hear any of the audio. Below, oops. Below the detailed summaries in the modal. The user will also see the follow-ups from that conversation that they may need to look into. All right, so we're going to do something that's kind of interesting here. We're going to say premium users will be able to delegate follow-ups. So watch this. So let's do V1. We're going to do V1 follow-ups, and then we're going to do V1 delegation. So we're going to do follow-ups V1, and then to delegation V1. So in a follow-up, there will be a button that says delegate. If they click that button, an email, a new tab will open up, and their email will give a short context of the delegation request based on the summary ID. So we're gonna need summary ID for each one, which means that up here we need to say each summary receives a summary ID. Based on the summary, the application will know which summary to pull on based on the summary ID attached to the follow-up task. User clicks on follow-ups page, they will see the follow-ups and be able to manage them, triage them quickly. Okay, so in this regard, As you'll find out, like I try to like music keeps me in a line, but sometimes I like to get inspired when I'm building. All right. So when a user clicks on the follows page, they will see all the follow ups and be able to triage them quickly. So each follow up. So actually, let's do it this way. The page will be broken up into triage, task, delegate, own, delegate. Let's make it easy. Triage, own, delegate. Okay, so triage, all follow ups will initially go into triage. There, the user can click into each follow up listed in, let's do this, listed in the of a follow up is the is a short name for the follow up. The date that the follow up occurred. All right, so let's go up here. Do that. And right here, follow ups will be listed from oldest date to the most recent date to ensure that everything gets handled in a timely fashion. Okay. Hold on. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna keep um short name for the follow up, the date that the follow up occurred. Beside the short name of the follow up. No, let's not do that. Is there any way that we're going to be able? Because I'd love to say like what the name. So, so here's how we're going to have to do the initial conversation. Actually, um, we're going to run it like this: Age, double settings, because all of them have to have some. All of them have to have like some first message to the prompt. Okay. First message. So the first message might be, hey, just want to say something like, we were a boy kid. Enjoyed it. You might say, for I sure think about let's say the caller says how they are doing. Make sure to thank them to learn more about what you're building, why you believe will help people be more efficient, focus less, less on things that take a lot of time, but okay. To help people be more efficient and focus on less things that take a lot of time, but maybe require more efficient approaches, triage that time. Okay, so we might do something like this, right? All right. We're gonna triage, own, and delegate. To move items into to own or follow up areas, a the user can simply click on the follow up and drag them into those areas. Um, you click into each follow up and see the far left of the follow up of each follow up is a checkbox. Once a say checkbox has been clicked, the follow up goes into the archive area. Uh, a follow up into the archive area. A follow up only gets to that area if they if the check box for the follow up been checked. Automatically moves to below this. For areas. The summary that is attached. Okay. When a user to the follow up modal appears that allows them to see the summary that is associated with the summary ID that the follow up is attached to. That's going to be messy. So we're going to hope that the code can understand that a bit more, or the Bolt can understand it a bit more, because a little that's a little weird phrasing. But honestly, we can kind of fix that in post. Like once we put that command in, we can see what it does with that information, with that sentence. And if it doesn't do it right, then we'll just adjust it. We don't need to, like when you're writing these documents, because it is kind of, so there's pros and cons, right? Because the pro is that since you're using natural language processing, you don't have to rely on someone like a human's understanding of what you're trying to say. The AI can usually like use context and inference and all these like things about language that allow you to like put in shorthand or things like that. As long as you get close to it, even if the sentence structure isn't great, it can kind of fix it and construct it as part of the AI understanding what you wrote. With a human, you might write this block, this paragraph, and it is so confusing that they build the complete, like, they're not even close to what you wanted to build. Pros and cons. But as you've seen in other videos, the con is that these apps can be very frustrating to deal with because they go off and do things that you don't mean them to do. So that's why you write this prompt framework, this Gen prompt framework doc, because it allows you to get them back in line when they do kind of do a little too much. Powerful to, in some ways, like just keep them on like target. Um, okay, let's just clicked and followed archive the area. This isn't even the gym prompt that I wanted to work on. I had this like idea for other things that I wanted to work on, and yeah, just wanted to try it because I'm gonna probably do this project next. I think it'll help with the other projects that I want to do, and you'll see why in a later video. Uh, and I think it'll be somewhat easy to sell. Not really, but could be. Okay. See, I didn't even start on that yet. This is a good start though. I think I need to do finish delegation. So I'm gonna move this. Okay. Let's continue doing this. Okay. If the user clicks the delegate button, if a follow up is in each follow up will have a delegate button on the far right row. To the right of the date of the follow up. We'll see how that works on a user designs perspective. If the user gets a detail will open mail, the send from field of the email will be the oh, interesting. Okay. So that means that each double. Okay. Dang, I wish I could pause the stream. Okay, I'm gonna take a break real quick and I'll come back. Keep going. Guess we'll just kind of do some streams today for the videos.